5, 6, 7, 8, action!
He who has sought after the pleasures of knowledge and rejected the pleasures of the body has reason to be of good hope at the approach of death, whose voice is already speaking to him, and who will one day be heard calling all men.
Now Socrates must drink the poison. The question remains, how shall he be buried? That is a question which Socrates refuses to entertain, for it's not him, but his body. His friends have been sure that he would remain, and now are sure that he has run away. Yet Socrates would not die without the customary ceremonies of washing and burial. Shall he offer up the poison to the gods?
Is there anything we can do for you, Socrates? Anything about your children? Anything? Something?
Just take care of yourselves.
We will do our best. And how should we bury you?
In any way that you like. You cannot make Crito believe that I'm the same person who has been talking and making arguments. He likes to think I'm the other Socrates, who he will soon see, a dead body. He asks, how shall he bury me? And though I have talked much about drinking the poison, leaving and joining the joys of the blessed, all for which I was comforting you and myself, Crito still does not understand. Make sure Crito knows that I will be gone. Then he'll suffer less at my death and not be grieved when he sees my dead body. I do not want him bawling for my sake.
So we bury Socrates. Be of good cheer, Crito. We are only burying the body. Do whatever is usual and what you think best.
Socrates stood up and took a shower. Crito went to attend other things. The rest of us remained talking and thinking about Socrates' death and the greatness of our sadness. He was like a father to us, and it was as if we would live the rest of our lives as orphans. Socrates had 2 young sons and an older one. A woman and his family also came to accompany them. Socrates gave them directions in the presence of Crito. They were then dismissed, and Crito returned to us.
Now the hour of sunset was near, for a good deal of time had passed while he was within. When he came out, he sat down with us again after his bath, but not much was said.
Socrates, you are one of the noblest and gentlest and best of all men who ever came to this place. When everyone is screaming at me to be angry and fight this, I cannot. I must do what I am told. The others and I are to blame. Forgive me, but you know what I must do.
I return your good wishes. I do not hold you responsible. I forgive you. How charming he is. Since I've been in prison, he has always come to see me, and at times he would talk to me, and was as good to me. And now see how generally displeased he is at this moment. Let's do as he says, Crito, and therefore let the cup be brought, if the poison is prepared. If not, let the attendant prepare some.
But there is still time. Do not rush it. You do not have to die right now.
You're right, Crito, but there is nothing to be gained by delaying. I would seem an idiot for sparing a life that is already done. Please do what I say and do not refuse me.
Crito made a sign to the servant who was standing by. The servant went out, returning with the jailer carrying the cup of poison.
You, my good friend, give me directions on how this should happen.
You only have to walk until your legs are heavy and lie down. Then the poison will take effect.
He handed the cup to Socrates, who in the easiest and gentlest manner, without the least of fear or change of color or feature, looked at the jailer.
May I or may I not offer this cup to my God?
We only prepare the drink, Socrates.
I understand. And I ask the gods to bless my journey from this to the other world.
Then, Raising the cup to his lips, quite readily and cheerfully, he drank the poison. At this point, most of us had been able to control our sorrow, but when we saw him drinking and saw that he had finished the draught, we could no longer bear it, and our tears were flowing fast. We covered our faces and wept, not for him, but at having to part from such a friend. Credo, when he found himself unable to restrain his tears, got up and left, followed by Phaedo. At that moment, Apollodorus, who had been weeping all the time, broke out in a loud and passionate cry, which made cowards of us all. Socrates alone retained his calmness.
What is this strange outcry? I sent away the woman in order that they would not behave like this. For I've been told that a man should die in peace. Be quiet and have patience.
When we heard his words, we were ashamed and refrained our tears. And he walked about until his legs began to fail. And then he lay on his back, and the jailer who gave him the poison looked at his feet and legs.
Can you feel this?
No.
When the poison reaches the heart, that will be the end.
He was beginning to grow cold about the groin, when he uncovered his face, for he had covered himself up, and said his last words.
Credo, I owe a cock to Asclepius. Will you remember to pay the debt?
The debt shall be paid. Is there anything else?
There was no answer to his question, but in a minute or two a movement was heard, and the attendants uncovered him. His eyes were set, and Credo closed his eyes and mouth.
Such was the end of our friend, concerning whom I may truly say, that of all the men of his time whom I have known, he was the wisest, the most just, and the best. Yay.
Good job, guys.
Good job.
How long?
Sorry.
So we
7 minutes?
we're missing out on 2 minutes because I feel like the scene where you take a shower, like we need to have silence and you can actually go take a shower on this. And then the
Okay.
scene, and then the part where he